Hi. So, um, yeah, I was mid-sentence again and it just cuts out. I just want to finish the driveways and the pathways. That's all I want to do. And then we're going to stop the stream. Just like I said. So, so that's ridiculous. Um, in case this does cut out again, if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. And I write books, and they're available on Amazon. There'll be 6 links in the description below, whether on Twitch or YouTube. I've been making sure to upload to both. The list. I've been making sure to upload to both because, you could be watching me on Twitch exclusively or you could be watching me on YouTube exclusively. I don't know. Or you could be watching me on both. That would be really cool if you are. And if you are, thank you. Anyway, so I'm going to give you the short form because it's probably going to cut out again. But my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and Coral. Coral is a separate series called Adopted for Children. It's called Adopted and it's for children. They're available on Amazon, and like I just said, there'll be a link in the description below. Just pick a book and you will go straight to Amazon, no stopping in weird places. I assume getting no viruses because Amazon's a pretty safe place. I've been shopping there for years. If you are worried about using your credit card or bank card at Amazon, there are places like Walgreens that have gift cards. They're like they usually come in 25, 50, and 100. Oh, there's sometimes a card that's like 25 to 500. In case you have your really big Christmas list. Books make good Christmas presents. I think books make excellent Christmas presents. To get people off the devices for a little while. If you buy the physical copy. But they come in hardback, paperback, and ebook, so they may be on the device, but they are reading a book, not playing a video game. So, yeah. Please check out my books today. I would love it if everyone would buy at least one of my books. I think that'd be awesome. And hopefully coming soon. I'm starting to have my doubts, but hopefully coming soon before December 1st, Lessons in Love. And then I'm either going to work on Finding Love, which would be number 4 of the beginnings part of the series, or Test in Love, which is number 4 of the Traitor part of the series. It got divided into that because I was writing, I was writing the Morgan and Hayden part of it, and I was like, I knew I did that. Alright, anyway, I was like, I had a really great idea for later in the series where the captain's daughter and the first mate's son get together as a couple. But then I was like, you know what? That's too boring. They shouldn't just be a couple. Um, I mean, like uh, they should be a couple, but like they shouldn't just be, and they lived happily ever after. That's kind of boring. So I put some drama into it. So, so they kind of discovered on Esperanza's island that they like each other, and then it gets more cemented in on the island. I know, such a dumb title, but I didn't want to give anything away. Um, if I think it's a dumb title, you might think it's a dumb title, but you might think it's a great title after you read the book. I don't know what to tell and what not to tell. I just know that there's certain parts in the book in my books that I really, really like. And with the island, I just couldn't think. There's like so many good parts that I don't want to tell you guys about. You all about because of the fact that it's going to give away something. And so I'm like, what do I tell y'all? And and yeah, it's like, what do I tell you all? And so I came up with the idea that um Sean and Jesse are juggling knives on the ship deck, and they've got an audience. They've got an audience of the young people of the household. So like Ashley and Chantel, and probably Ashley and Sean. Well, I know Allison is there. That's their little sister, and Sean and Jesse's younger brother, Brandon. Well, yeah, he's pretty much a little brother. But anyway, Brandon, he's there, and Allison and Brandon like each other. Um, but mostly there's a bunch of the younger people. Um, so like probably Natalie's there, and Jonah, and Paige, Pepper, Raphael if he was there. I can't remember. Yeah, it's two, three, four. Anyway, so I came up with that, and then all of a sudden the ship just stops. So the knives go flying a little bit, but nobody's hurt. And they go over to the side of the ship, find out it's a sandbar. They're stuck, and so they yell sandbar and or call not yell sandbar. They call sandbar, and Morgan and William come up to the deck of the ship because they were busy. Mostly adults decided to make the most of the kids being out of the house, so to speak. Um, having some alone time with their spouse. Anyway, um, dang, this is gonna take too long. Maybe I ought to give up. Maybe I ought to just, finish this off camera. Because I do want to work on my story today, too. But the chapter I'm working on is like 15 and a half chapters. And it's because they have a costume party. And part of... I might bust it down a little bit more. The the main idea is it's a costume party, but like I could bust it down a little bit more. Um, like I could bust it down a little bit more to where um the first few pages or whatever it um is where Ashley meets Adam, and then like when she actually goes to the party, that's another part. And there's there's a part where she tries to make her old boyfriend jealous. Her old boyfriend jealous. I'm having a hard time talking today. I am so sorry. Um, stuff like that. Just in case this cuts out again. I don't know what I've said in this video and what I haven't. So, well, I know I said about my books. Did I say about my books? I'm pretty sure I said about my books. Okay, so my books are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and a separate series called Adopted, and the first book's Coral. That one's a children's series. The other ones are not. Um. Anyway, they're available on Amazon. Yeah, they're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those those valid public watch hours up. I don't know what that entails. I'm guessing having a valid account and actually watching the whole video all the way through. I'm personally saying that if you have to, you can even watch it silent. I don't think that listening to the whole thing is affecting things too much. I'm not entirely sure, but 'cause I know sometimes I get annoying, or you're just, you're like secretly watching me at work. Um, I don't recommend that actually because, you can get in trouble for it. I've seen people get in trouble for it at Walmart. Mostly because they were watching that and not doing their job, but, yeah. Okay, I forgot to put that in, and I forgot to put that in. Okay, there we go. Wow. Okay, I'll do 2 more houses. Because that'll bring us to the end of the street. Not the end of the long part of the street, but the end of the street. I wasn't actually going to do it this way. And then I was like, well, okay. So, I was just going to make one big long street. And if you can't get off of that street, where you need to, sorry, but that's the way it's going to be. And then I was like, well, no, we got to break it up a little bit more because, in one of the books, Craig is trying to rescue his friend from her dad. Her dad gets angry and starts drinking, or if he gets upset, he starts drinking. Anyway, he's like a nice normal person when he's not drinking, but he needs to learn how to lay off the booze. Because when he drinks, he ends up getting angry at his wife for dumb things, and for like not having dinner on the table yet. He ends up getting angry and he hits her. I don't actually say, I mean, I'd probably explain that, but I don't actually have it happening for the most part. Like if it became a movie, you would not see the domestic violence that way. You'd probably just see him, yelling at her. So, I always think that, if it became a TV show or a movie, what would get seen? And I try to think of it that way. Also, I kind of, when I'm writing a book, I kind of, I'm like, do my words properly convey that, properly show the idea that I'm trying to come up with? And if I cannot say yes, like Brittany driving, that wouldn't have worked. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that. Sorry. Um, I really am. I'm stuck on that, and I don't like it. Brittany should not have been written into that role driving. But see, what I had done um, was that she was. I guess I had written it like she was 16 and Ashley was 15, but see, Ashley was supposed to be the oldest. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but I really like the idea of Sean being slightly older than her. So then I made him 1 year older than her. So, so Sean and Jesse became older than her. Well, then, so they were the oldest in the whole entire thing. But then I was like, trying to write Jake's story, and I made his kids, because I really liked the idea if they, uh, him, uh, Jake and Michelle shared a romantic kiss, and when he came back, um, when he came back a while later, um, okay, when he came back, 2 years later, I think it was 2 or 3 years later, whatever it is. They had twins, and they're mischievous little twins too, like hiding the remote in the refrigerator, or or Jonah holding up Natalie so they can get juice out of the refrigerator or whatever, you know. So so their babysitter Claudia uh does not does not talk nicely about them. Michelle's over there, talking through the eyes of love, saying they're great kids, they're really smart, uh, stuff like that. And then Claudia's over there going, and they're brats too. Or they're mischievous too, something like that. So, anyway. Okay. That's got the garage door. That's got the garage door. Does that got the garage door? Yeah, okay. It was just a render distance thing that looked like it didn't. Okay, so Yeah, I think I'm gonna like make lunch and I don't know why I said like make lunch. I'm gonna make lunch and probably while I'm doing that I will finish this up. So that's one block that still needs garages and stuff. And that's two blocks that needs garages and stuff. Dang. And then okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is 5. See 5, 6, 7. Oh. Wait, that's done except for the really? Okay. So I just got 2 houses to go on this street. Two houses to go. That's okay. We'll get that done. And we'll try to get the story done too. We got the litter boxes done earlier, so that was great. And I'm frustrated because this keeps dying by itself. Um it's like it's got it's like it's got too many people on, and so the person that got on first or got on last or whatever gets bumped, which, if you were already streaming, you shouldn't necessarily get bumped. But on the other hand, I think that I don't think okay, so I don't think it should bump you, but on the other hand, make room for newcomers, or at least, people who um have a streaming schedule and, need to stick to it. Okay, so we're going that way. We're going that way. We're going that way. Oh, good. Okay. We just gotta do the garage and we'll have that one done too. But I will get off of here and then, so this is part 4. So please look for part 1, part 2, and part 3. Because instead of making it the oh no, I still gotta change the color. I'm like, it just needs a garage. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, then we gotta take this out. There. That looks awesome, right? Alright. Okay. So, if we can just do this on stream and then we'll finish it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I said this already, but if you're watching me on Twitch, please follow and chat. And if you're watching me on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe. notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. I need valid public watch hours on YouTube, and then I will be able to get some kind of monetized, and that means I'll be making money for the household. Or it might be like, my husband said that for Twitch, the first level, it like kind of goes into a savings account for you, and you don't get it right away. But, we're working on getting all the way monetized on both of them. I'll probably end up having to choose because that's the way it works. But if I don't, then that would be even cooler because then I could say, okay, this money is guaranteedly going to helping people, and this money is going toward helping pay for bills in the household. Um, my husband would really like it if I could pay the electric bill. Because I used to miss electricity. Um, I've got, okay, so on a daily basis, on the daily, literally, I've got my 55-inch TV, my Xbox Series X, my, quite often I have my controller charging, and then on top of that, I've got my computer running, and I might be having my headset charging, and okay, so I might be having my headset charging, or the tablet charging like it is right now. I use a lot of electric. Oh, and my lamp. And then my chair, if I have to get up and I've got the footrest up, that's electric too. I've got bad wrists, so I can't have one of those that, um, that pops you pull the lever and it pops forward. I just can't have that. We tried that and I couldn't do it. So I have a button. Okay, so I just want to finish this house here with the garage element of it, and then we will end the stream. Like I said, I definitely need those valid public watch hours up. And I feel bad asking. I'm not sure why I feel bad asking, but I feel bad asking. Like I know that some of my content is really great, and then some of my content isn't as great or isn't being seen by as many people. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is, but I am grateful for every single one of my views, even if it's only one. And I just literally put all of those Nevada Day videos on there, and some of the videos already have 50 views or more. Thank you. Very, 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 very thank you. I did my best. I had the phones on the tripod. I am a little sorry that I do pretty good. I do pretty good with handheld. but I do feel bad for anybody who has to watch me walking from from that store back over to my chair. Wasn't my best handheld moment, but okay, so the story behind that is that um we recorded it on, okay, so we recorded some content on my phone, and we recorded some content. Did I just keep going? Yes, I did. I said I was gonna finish that house right over there, and yeah, what the heck? I'm so confused. Thought I had this done. Anyway, so we recorded the hot air balloons on my phone, and then we recorded the craft fair stuff on my husband's phone, and we recorded the car show on my husband's phone, and then we recorded them doing God Bless America, and everybody stood up, and then there's the parade for like 3 videos. No. Yeah. Yeah, for 2 or 3 videos. Yeah, for 2 videos. Because I had 3. Wait a minute. Yeah, I have 4 phone ones in total. So 3 videos of God Bless America, and then the 2 videos. I mean, 1 video for God Bless America, and then 2 videos for the parade, all on my phone. And then it died because it was on like 57%, because I totally forgot we were going to do it the night before, and it would have made a lot more sense, but we were going to do it the night before, and we just never got around to it. So my husband had to help me figure out how to do it. But anyway, as soon as he did, I was able to go and start putting videos onto my OneDrive. Well, then it got full, so I had literally 9% left, and I'm like, oh no. So as soon as we can, we need to get another external drive. I want to get the 8TB Samsung one. I think it was 8TB. Pretty sure it was 8TB. It came in 4 and 8. I think. Anyway, it was Samsung drive, and it's supposed to like have no moving parts on the inside, or hardly any, something like that. Anyway, because our friend said that the ones that claim that they have no moving parts on the inside do, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or false. I have no idea. Anyway, whatever the deal is, whatever the deal is, I've got, like I said, I've got 9 videos in total. So, 5 of them or something like that. Wait, yeah, 5 of them are on the tablet. So we did, okay, like I just said, we did the first 4 on my phone. But we did the car show, but before we did the God Bless America part, we did the craft fair and the car show on his phone. So I'm waiting for his phone to get back, because, he's at work right now. I think he's going to be at work until like, 7, 8 o'clock. I'm going to try, I'm going to try not to get upset that he's not here. Because I'm one of those wives that's very, very wishy-washy. Like, I want him to be here, so like, if I need to ask him, does this sound better, or does this sound better? And he doesn't really have a feel for that, so why do I even ask him? But anyway, does this sound better, or does this sound better? He's usually like, this sounds better. But sometimes he's like totally off the wall, like, I would have written it this way. And it's like, but it's like, but Michelle wasn't in the shot, wasn't in the scene. Yeah, like he would have written it to where Natalie's mom's in the room and saying something. I'm just using that as an example, but he'll come up with something off the wall like that, and it's like, what planet are you from? Like what story were you listening to? Because it sure the heck wasn't this one. But sometimes my sister's on the same page he is. It's like, what planet are you two from? Anyway, so I'm going to keep going here, and hold on. Yeah. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that. I don't know how that happened. I really don't. I am so confused. Okay. Anyway, so I think we'll go back to that house over there. Makes more sense to work toward the thing that we're, the goal that we're trying to get to, I guess. But we'll do this while we're eating lunch. So close. Okay. So close. So anyway, after I put this in, I will see you in the next stream or video.